are the top two right now, but that will change this evening if Chelsea win their Carling Premiership match at Middlesbrough. If they get all 3 points, and we'll have the best of the action as it happens, then Chelsea go top, and all of a sudden the title race is wide open again. The main feature on Sky Sports 2 tonight is the semi-final replay between United here and Arsenal. Never lost a semi-final at Villa Park, Manchester United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on as a sub at the weekend. Some speculation that he may start tonight. Manu Petit is available for the Gunners, of course. They'll play him, surely. Dennis Bergkamp, who had that chance very late on to settle it. Alex Ferguson, if he gets to Wembley and wins it, he'll be the first manager to do it 4 times in the FA Cup. They've arrived virtually together, haven't they? And they'll see plenty of each other tonight, so I suppose there's no harm with crossing swords outside now. And Alex Ferguson's advice, don't watch it alone. So I hope you're in company and sit tight, because it really could be quite a ride. And we start with sensational news from the Manchester United dressing room. Out Andy Cole, and he doesn't make the bench either. Out Dwight Yorke, who is amongst the subs, and Ryan Giggs is left out as well. In comes Teddy Sheringham to play alongside Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and Jesper Blomqvist is also a starter for Manchester United. In for the Gunners, Freddie Ljungberg. Mark Overmars is left out and is amongst the substitutes. Manu Petit is also a starter for the Gunners. We're joined tonight by Lou Macari and Alan Smith, both FA Cup winners, of course, in the last 7 games. That's just over 11 hours of football. Tonight's back four, just 8 goals in 23 games, which is just an extraordinary record, isn't it? As they get older, as I said to Andy earlier.
We're still digesting that dramatic team news from Manchester United down here in the dressing room area, and I'm sure Arsenal are as well. Cole, Giggs and Yorke all left out by Alex Ferguson. For Arsenal, Emmanuel Petit is back, but they leave Overmars on the bench. This is Arsenal then. The Arsenal defence hasn't conceded a goal now for 11 hours, 13 minutes. Amazing. David Seaman has kept 7 consecutive clean sheets. Emmanuel Petit returns to action. He's missed the last 3 games against United, but links up again tonight with fellow World Cup winner Patrick Vieira. Dennis Bergkamp makes his 150th senior appearance for the Gunners tonight. He scored 8 in his last 13 games. Mark Overmars is only fit enough for the bench. He's replaced by Freddie Ljungberg. And for Manchester United, Phil Neville deputises for the injured Dennis Irwin. Roy Keane was man of the match here on Sunday and the scorer of that controversial disallowed goal. Blomqvist, Solskjaer and Sheringham replace Giggs, Cole and Yorke. Well, this is the last terrific ball. Cole!
Can Buck get a shot in, or is he tripped there by Maddison? Penalty! Really this for a place in the 4th round, you feel. Dennis Irwin is up to the job. And time must be up whether to just keep it or go for something more glorious. He does go for that and gets it.
The last tie of the round was at Preston. The cup holders were soon in trouble. Kurt Nogan had scored, and then he did this.
And the goalkeeper's lost it, they scored again! Unbelievable stuff here at Deepdale!
Boa Morty pulled one back for the Gunners before half-time. Preston's David Ayres was then sent off for a professional foul, and Petit equalised. He then got another one, and the Gunners were home.
And a goal! Petit has given Arsenal the lead. And the step over takes it to Overmars. Arsenal surely on their way through to the 4th round.
And the tie of the 4th round was at Old Trafford. Liverpool made the short trip down the M62. The game was a cracker.
It's Owen! Fantastic start for Liverpool. Oh, it's Yorke! Cole and Yorke combined. Solskjaer! An incredible comeback by Manchester United.
United were through. That's what it felt like if you were a Liverpool fan. The same day, Arsenal were being held by Wolves at Molineux.
Guard again, Upson went up for it, couldn't reach it. Back in again, it deflected home! Bergkamp struck it, and Arsenal lead by 2 goals to 1.
But it wasn't all good news for the Gunners. Petit was sent off for something he'd said to a linesman. He'd missed the next tie. Kevin Keegan's Fulham had pulled off the shock of the 4th round, winning at Aston Villa. That run was about to come to an end at Old Trafford.
And here's Cole! Manchester United take the lead!
Nobody will ever forget the bizarre goal that Arsenal beat Sheffield United with. United had put the ball out to allow treatment to one of their players, and they wanted it back when the game restarted. But the Gunners had other ideas. United were absolutely furious. The Gunners had won it, but even they weren't happy.
The best we can do now is to offer to replay the game here against Sheffield United. That's all we can do, because we have the feeling we didn't win the game like we are used to win our games and like we want to win our games.
So the game was replayed. The outcome was exactly the same. Dennis Bergkamp scored to make it 2-0. United got one back late on, but honour was satisfied. It was goalless at Old Trafford when United met Chelsea. The front two settled the replay.
Here's Cole, and here's Dwight York. And here's a fine challenge by Cole, and it's led to Dwight York striking again.
In between, the Gunners had beaten Derby with a late goal.
Keown! It's a goal! It's Kanu! Heartbreak for Derby!
The first meeting between these two was the highlight of a terrific weekend of sport. The holders against the favourites. Arsenal were making all the noise, but United thought they'd silenced them.
Chasing his own touch round Dixon. Great play by Ryan Giggs. And it leads to a chance for Roy Keane. But the flag is up. It's not going to count. But. And it's a second bookable offence for Vivas. And Arsenal go down to 10 men.
Bit unlucky with the goal that's allowed, but you know, that's football. It's no use crying over spilt milk. We just got to look forward to hopefully winning on Wednesday.
It doesn't matter. It's not a goal. We just gone with it. Simple as that.
Tonight they go head to head again, and one way or another it has to end here. 8 FA Cup meetings between them now. The one draw you see on that list, of course, was Sunday's. Arsenal have a slight edge. The only previous semi-final prior to the weekend, 1983 here, which Manchester United won. And they're favourites to win tonight as well. Evans, the cup holders, who have made a fantastic defence of the W, you'd have to say. Manchester United 11-8 on to win it, however they might do that, in normal time, extra time, or with penalties. Lou Macari and Alan Smith are our guests here tonight. Just looking at the interview with Roy Keane there, Louis, if he was disappointed, and he must have been, he hit it very well, didn't he?
Well, they did, because there was another game coming up, and I don't think either Roy or the manager wanted to criticise the referee. Same referee tonight again, same linesman. They may criticise him after the game, but I think that's where the similarity ends. Robson himself could win a game on his own. I think if you look back on Brian's goal-scoring record right throughout his career, it was quite incredible, and a lot of very important goals. But Roy is his
biggest fan.
The more difficult it is, the more resilient they become. At the moment Vivas was sent off, I would have signed for a replay. They have a kind of spirit who is the mark, the brand of Arsenal.
How big a test will it be for you to replace them?
It will be a huge test, a nearly impossible one, because to get all the abilities back, all the tactical knowledge back, and all the spirit as well, and the quality of their mind, I must tell you, before I start to do it, it's just impossible.
When will you start, or will you continue to try and delay that day?
I will delay it as long as possible, but we have started already, because we have brought in some English players like Matthew Upson. I believe he will be with Grondin. We have, of course, Grimandi and Vivas brought in. So we started, but it will be a very difficult task. But I prefer not to think about it.
Sheringham and Solskjaer, and I just wonder whether Teddy Sheringham will enjoy the sight of an Arsenal jersey, Louis, tonight.
Well, you've seen it over the years, Richard. It's a big test for Sheringham tonight. I mean, he's probably even more surprised than we were when we heard the line-up. I couldn't believe that he expected to be playing tonight, either or Solskjaer. But they're in there, they've got to do their best, and they've got to get a goal. They've got to do what other teams have failed to do for a number of hours now. Solskjaer's got goals. He's come off the bench quite regular for Man United. Tremendous goal-scoring record from the bench, but I'm not so sure when he starts from the beginning that he's as effective as he is coming on from the bench.
Just looking at Alan, he's either fascinated by what you're saying or frozen stiff, and I think it's the latter.
He's warming up now, actually.
Now, you were a sensible contributor when I asked you at the weekend, what do you think? You said you most...
He returns to midfield, but they put Marc Overmars on the bench, an ankle injury sustained here on Sunday that perhaps explains his lack of impact and eventual substitution. He is available tonight for emergencies, though. Petit replaces Vivas, who is also amongst the substitutes, and Fredrik Ljungberg, who had that chance to win the first game late in extra time, he starts in place of Overmars.
It's not a great deal different, Mark, but I think the inclusion of Ljungberg will give them more of a midfield quartet, as opposed to Overmars, who would probably play somewhere up there and have no real defensive duties. I think Ljungberg will get back and help Winterburn. I think they'll be wary of the crosses coming in from here, from Beckham, with Sheringham now playing. He will give Keonan Adams not a torrid time, but he will certainly contest him, I think, better than maybe York and Cole would have done. I think Parla will still try and tuck in a little bit, let Dixon try and get forward there if he can. But I just wonder about these two again. I don't think they played on Sunday, and if Arsenal are going to win the game tonight, these two will have to play.
So in all, 4 changes for Manchester United, none of them enforced. Phil Neville stays at left back, even though Dennis Irwin could have played tonight after going off hurt on Sunday. But it is the absence of Giggs, Cole and York that will surprise you all. To be fair, all 3 have been out of sorts recently. The European challenge in Turin is just a week away, and high-caliber replacements in Jesper Blomqvist, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Teddy Sheringham, who makes his first start since Boxing Day.
Again, I think the system will be pretty much the same as we saw on Sunday. It'll be 4-4-2. For Giggs, Blomqvist will go down there. I don't think Blomqvist is as much as a threat when he drives in field as Giggs is, in my opinion. Sheringham will obviously drop off the pace, will drop into these areas and try and pick out Solskjaer. I just think that we might see a little bit more of Roy Keane tonight, Martin, on that forward running. I think Buck was brilliant on Sunday at holding and making life difficult. Beckham down the right-hand side. We know he's got quality. If he's given half a yard, he will deliver a ball in. At the back, Jonsson and Stam, who I thought played really well on Sunday, will have to be aware of the space in behind them. If Anelka gets in there, then they won't catch him.
Well, it's not quite a full house tonight. Complications in the selling of tickets, particularly the Arsenal end of things. They couldn't put them on general sale because, of course, Manchester United do have official supporters clubs in the London area. and there would have been a risk of the segregation breaking down. So Arsenal expect around 14,000 to back them, and those who came on Sunday backed them brilliantly, it must be said. Even Alec Ferguson has pointed out that on that particular side of the battle, the supporters' side, Manchester United came second best.
I think, to be fair, Martin, where Alex was sitting, right in the middle of the Arsenal fans, but I think you and I really did. We were right above the mass of the United fans that were here, the majority of the ones. And I have to be honest, I thought they did make a pretty good noise, Manchester United. It's just that Alec, unfortunately, where he sits, same place as tonight, right bang slap in the middle of the Arsenal fans. But maybe not quite as many here.
Well, the treble is still on. The back-to-back doubles still on for Arsenal, but something has to give by the end of the evening here. Been reports of snow in Wales and down in the West Country. Hasn't quite reached the West Midlands, I'm happy to say, but very chilly, wintry temperatures. These are changing times for the FA Cup. Rescheduling of the third round next year, no replays for the semi-finals, and for the final, the European tail, you could say, wagging the domestic dog. But this wonderful competition deserves to be cherished, and I hope the desire shown by all those international players here on Sunday, and I'm sure again tonight, will remind the decision makers that the FA Cup is fundamental to our football. What none of us can know is how Manchester United and Arsenal are going to be separated tonight, but it has to happen. It will either be the first FA Cup final between United and Newcastle, or it will be the first time that the same two English clubs have contested the climax of this venerable competition in successive seasons. A switch of dressing rooms. Arsenal have the home one tonight, and unlike Sunday, they are in their usual colours.
Ready? Let's go.
Well, the need for the second game cost United's players a planned golf day on Monday. But there are smiles tonight for Teddy Sheringham. He didn't even make the 16 on Sunday. He was bitterly disappointed. He is in the 11 tonight. Mark Overmars at the back of the Arsenal line there, only on the bench, not quite fully fit. So here we go, with Manchester United and Arsenal starting this replay as also the top two clubs in the Premiership. They might not finish the night in those positions. We'll keep you bang up to date with Chelsea's progress in the league at Middlesbrough. What is certain though, we will know who will play Newcastle United in the 1999 FA Cup final. This supercharged semi-final saga between Arsenal and Manchester United restarts after the break. And that ruled out Roy Keane's net bulging effort on Sunday. I have to say, I saw Dwight York, Andy, about an hour after the final whistle. He asked me about the disallowed goal and was staggered to learn that he was the player flagged offside. That was the first he knew about it. So Manchester United, like us, mystified at the time. Anyway, it's history now. United had plenty of other chances to take advantage of long periods of superiority here on Sunday. Generally they perform closer to their expected standards. Arsenal began brightly and almost produced a sensational finish with 10 men, with Bergkamp suddenly burning brightly in the second period of extra time. So it's the white-shirted Manchester United. Unless they rewrite the rules again, the last semi-final replay. It's underway at Villa Park. It could hardly be between two better clubs to represent the FA Cup. Great history in this competition, and Mixing it again in the search for honours. Launched by Gary Neville and met by Tony Adams. Keane. Blomqvist just got the wrong side of Patrick Vieira from Arsenal's point of view.
United started slowly on Sunday, Mark. I just get the impression that they want to be the team that starts quickest tonight.
Yeah, with Petit back alongside him. And you wonder about Teddy Sheringham's match sharpness. And also Petit, he's only started 2 of Arsenal's last 12 games because of injury as well as suspension.
I think maybe long term it might be a problem in the match. When you think of the stage that they're playing in, an FA Cup semi-final, I don't think fitness will come too much of a problem for quite some time in the match.
Winterburn, who was slowed down on Sunday by a nasty blow in the solar plexus, but came back strongly and typically to be part of Arsenal's resistance. The feeling in the Arsenal camp, incidentally, that they actually passed the ball better when they were down to 10 men. It made them do that to try and draw United's sting.
Well, it was all about keeping possession for them, wasn't it? Certainly the second half of extra time, Mark, they were very, very good at keeping the ball, restricting United's pressure.
Stam. Phil Neville at left back tonight, Dennis Irwin amongst the substitutes. Giggs, Cole and York also left out. Cole completely left out. Gary Neville. Nicky Butt's made a forward run. Beckham looking further afield. Blomqvist on that far side. Here's Dixon. Bergkamp, who just got away from the shackles of Jaap Stam as extra time developed. Whether Stam tired or Bergkamp just found something extra, but it was a intriguing part of the last half an hour, especially the last 10 minutes. Petit in well, and Nelka, who can play a lot better than he did on Sunday. Parlour. Probably the same applies, really. Stam cuts out the cross.
Well, he misses Stam, that's a pretty good ball.
Fierce early minutes here at Villa Park. Newcastle United in particular watching to see what that may the 22nd final will be all about.
Well, for them it'll be all about beating a pretty good team, Mark, whichever one gets through.
Ljungberg. Here's Vieira.
Well, it may not be full, Mark, but the noise level's every bit, if not higher than it was on Sunday.
Philip Neville trying to deny Anelka space then. He stays down. Back on his feet now. And some room for Gary Neville. Beckham ahead of him.
That was one area right side here with Gary Neville, Mark. They got quite a bit of drawing in normal time on Sunday. I just think with Ljungberg there, that's less likely to happen.
Solskjaer trying to get to Adams and Keane to Vieira. Arsenal passing it well under pressure. Martin Keown, who was a real colossus for Arsenal on Sunday, as indeed Stam was for much of the game.
Well, that
sometimes gets ignored, doesn't it, the quality of defending.
That was the problem. People talk about lack of goals, but that for me was what that game was all about, was some incredibly good defending. And that's why these two teams are where they are, Martin, because they're hard to play against.
Kept in by Dixon. Oh, it is amazing, isn't it? Arsenal 20 matches unbeaten in all competitions since they lost here at Aston Villa in the league in mid-December. United's undefeated sequence started after Christmas, but it spans more matches, 22 now. Great credit to Alex Ferguson and to Arsene Wenger. And penalties are an option tonight. It's only happened once before in a FA Cup semi-final. That was here at Villa Park between Liverpool and Portsmouth. And you wondered if it came to that with Seaman and Schmeichel on the pitch, how long it would all go on. Here's Winterburn. Keane looking for an avenue out, and Gary Neville supplies it. Solskjaer. Right, York 6 games without a goal, and Andy Cole scored in only one of his last 11 matches, so there's some statistics to back up Alex Ferguson's decisions tonight. Now here's Butt, who had a stormer on Sunday.
He's looking for a free kick then, Martin. He looked to play a little 1-2. The ball didn't come back to him, but he didn't get there either.
And Arsenal would have got a free kick, but David Ellery allowing the game to flow because they were still in possession. Bergkamp. This is Ljungberg. Bergkamp a little disappointed with the supply line from the Swede then.
I don't think he helped him any, Martin. He stood behind Gary Neville.
He didn't help him by complaining to his teammate like that afterwards either. Filner. Linking up well with Beckham. The long legs of Vieira don't put up the barricades for Arsenal as Philip Neville goes on. And Solskjaer, who is so sharp, 16 goal sharp this season.
Well, Neville ran a long way here, halfway line, under no real pressure. Vieira, well, not a great attempt at a tackle. Lee Dixon really didn't get quite close enough. It's not an easy chance, it's behind them. He's going to try and hook it round. It's a little warning.
It's a relatively untried partnership, Sheringham and Solskjaer. There they are. They try and do to Adams and Keown what Cole and York couldn't do in the first meeting, and what Manchester United have struggled to do against Arsenal for a couple of years now, and that's put the ball in David Seaman's net. They managed it once in the league game in February. That's the only goal they've scored in 5 meetings against the Gunners. Oh, unlucky. Bergkamp trying to tailor the sort of service that Anelka thrives on.
Well, it was there, Martin. It was made for him. They were high up the pitch. He had a yard start stand, but that would have been an interesting race if that ball gotten through.
Pierre, fatigue, hang off Keane. Sheringham with a thoughtful touch to Solskjaer as the furthest forward looks back for Beckham. Keane, Blomqvist still loitering on the left, taking Dixon away so that Phil Neville can have some room. It's Neville's cross. That'll be a corner.
Well, that's the difference, I think, as well. Sheringham is a threat, and Adams and Keown know that. And I think United won't be shy in tossing 1 or 2 balls in. Climbs all over Sheringham, gets a touch on it. I don't think he's ever going to get a penalty there, but he is a threat. He's more difficult to deal with from that kind of cross, Teddy Sheringham.
Keown got to it for Arsenal. Good touch by Butt. Roy Keane gets the corner.
It's been a pretty good start for Manchester United. Great opening 10 minutes.
Oh, they got 2 against 1. And they're back where they started from the corner. Keane going towards the near post, Stam coming in behind, the ball gets nowhere near them. Blomqvist. That wasn't a bad idea at all from David Beckham, who can deliver from either side.
Well, it's a different ball. Played low in behind the back 4. I think it's always worth chasing. They're a little bit yard behind it, Solskjaer. And that's a pretty dangerous ball for any defender to have to deal with.
Michael only had 2 difficult saves to make, really, in 2 hours. But the one right at the end from Ljungberg kept Manchester United in the FA Cup. Here's Winterberg on the gallop. Ljungberg taking over. The referee deciding that Petit played that off Keane. Keane clearly not in agreement.
Well, certainly from where I am, I thought it was an Arsenal throw. Take your pick though. I think they both hit the ball exactly the same time. Toss of the coin goes in Arsenal's favour.
Nicely played by Bergkamp. Keown can come forward here. Perhaps the most creative player on the ball. Has many other admirable qualities.
I don't know what he was trying. He was trying one of the most difficult balls out there. I thought he should have just shoved that to Parlour. He's got Ray Parlour, see breaking wide, and he tries to dink it through to Nicolas Anelka. He's only fractionally offside. That was a difficult ball.
Beckham. Oh, and Adams just reaching that as Solskjaer looking eager again, but Petit just trying to get back into the groove. These two have certainly made their mark on this competition. 27 FA Cup finals between them, Arsenal and Manchester United. They've won the trophy a combined 16 times. Didn't quite get there quickly enough. Free kick to United.
He did well, Solskjaer, Mark. He just gets his body in front, in between. Just made sure his body was in between Adams and the ball.
Adams got there that time, ahead of the Norwegian. Anelka. He's got Ljungberg to work with on the left-hand side, and others arriving from the right, including Dixon. The pass was actually aimed, I think, for the man beyond him, Parlour.
I think that's exactly who he was aiming for. It wasn't a very good attempt from Nicolas Anelka, though. He's looked a little brighter at the start of this match than he did on Sunday. He's looking for something. I think he felt he was caught just as he tried to play the cross in. Just as it goes in. He does get caught. I don't think it's a free kick.
Sheringham. That's beautifully played by Patrick Vieira, and Marca gives it away for Arsenal, though. But stealing forward in behind Vieira. For Sheringham, who's got a good touch, and it was tested then, and he'll be pleased with his control. No sign of rustiness.
Well, no one's getting a time on the ball. Any time someone in the last third of his respective grounds goes to get control, put under pressure. Terry Sheringham all of a sudden a little word with David Ellery, not to the referee's liking, quiet word in his ear. It's one of those type of games, Martin, that the players know how big this is, and they know that one goal is more than likely going to win it. That's certainly been the case between them in recent years.
That's good defending by Blomqvist, and he's going to turn it into some counter-attacking here. Sheringham and Solskjaer rather confusing each other. Petit, nicely touched off by Bergkamp, who's spun away as Vieira strides on. On the scene is Parlour for Arsenal.
Lovely break. Lovely break. The way they break the attack of Manchester United down and then sprung beautifully. Little set up off Bergkamp. Vieira joined in beautifully.
Petit. Stan making sure it didn't drop in behind him where Bergkamp was waiting. Patrick Vieira trying to strike the ball powerfully as it dropped. One up for United, supported though by Beckham. Here's Sheringham. Beckham! What a goal! Well, it was going to take something to make a breakthrough here, and David Beckham has provided it. Fantastic goal for Manchester United.
Well, he hasn't scored many from free play recently, but what a magnificent strike this is. Teddy Sheringham did all the work there, he just didn't panic, tucked it back to Beckham. I think he fools David Seaman, Martin. I think Seaman thinks this is going to the goalkeeper's left, but he just bends it across the face of him. And what a finish, just watch it from here. I think Seaman takes half a step to his left, and there you see him having to go back. That's crucial, he's not getting there. United have a wonderful start to this match.
Well, after 7 consecutive clean sheets, David Seaman is beaten, and it's taken something truly special to do that. David Beckham scores against Arsenal for the first time. Arsenal go behind in any match for the first time since the third round of the FA Cup back in January.
Game on. Said the only thing lacking on Sunday was a goal. We have one in the first 20 minutes.
Sheringham. In goes Winterburn. Adams. The holders in trouble in the semi-final. The team chasing this unique treble have taken the lead. Ljungberg. Ljungberg got inside Gary Neville, who rather fell on top of the Swede. Vieira. Space for Manchester United again. This is Blomqvist. No flag against Solskjaer, who must have been close to being offside.
I thought he was off.
Vieira. And here's Ray Parlour, just darting in behind Philip Neville. But David Beckham really was just backing up the play. And when he got the ball, well, it was a truly dramatic strike, and England's goalkeeper, Arsenal's goalkeeper, was left grasping at thin air as the ball nestled in Arsenal's net. Well, he went a long time, 25 games without a goal. He scored in his last 2 Premiership matches. Of course, what David Beckham has done this season is make countless goals for others. But here he is in the semi-final replay, striking spectacularly at the end where he scored the winner, if memory serves me right. The last time Manchester United win the semi-final of the FA Cup, when they beat Chelsea here 3 years ago.
Wasn't struck quite as spectacularly as that one, Mark. That was a bobbler in the far post.
From a bad back pass.
Correct. But they all count for one.
Keogh. Bergkamp is onside. Good movement from him, and Arsenal will be looking to Bergkamp now to lift the tone of their attacking. And he's doing just that. Schmeichel knocks it out, and help on hand in the shape of Gary Neville.
Oh, that was breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking from Dennis Bergkamp. He just drifted in. People running on over the place, but just dragging the ball time and time again. Decided to take it a little early, I think. That's what surprises the goalkeeper, but what a save again from Peter Schmeichel.
Vieira. Anelka. Bergkamp. Good positioning by Gary Neville to stop Ljungberg.
Great tracking. Stayed with the run-up. It was almost a combination that won it late on at that end on Sunday. Bergkamp to Ljungberg.
Bergkamp almost replying in kind to David Beckham's splendid goal. Sheringham. Blomqvist. Keown cuts it out. Blomqvist again. Here's Butt. That's lovely play from Manchester United.
What a block. What a block. That's what defending's all about. Brilliant at it, Martin Keown. This is beautiful football. A little give and go. But watch Keown. I don't think he quite hit it the way he wanted, Nicky Butt. I'm not even sure it was hitting the target, but it was a wonderful opening they fashioned.
There's a give and go with Solskjaer. Here comes the corner. The referee wanting to give Arsenal the advantage. Bergkamp had to work hard to make an advantage, and he was prepared to do that. Winterberg. Ljungberg going through the centre. It's over ahead of Roy Keane, who tracked him.
Well, game on now, I tell you. It has got the makings of something special.
To Blomqvist, very adroitly played. Blomqvist back to Sheringham.
Oh, he's a yard wide, Martin. Thumped off the net support behind David Seaman. Well, I tell you what, they better be careful, Arsenal. This game will be away from them. Great combination, Blomqvist and Sheringham. It was Teddy that picked him out. A lovely little pull back. It was close to Alec, but not quite there. From his view, it must have been looked like it would have gone in.
I don't think anyone's questioning Alec Ferguson's team selection at the moment.
He hasn't won all he's won by not knowing what he's doing, Martin. But the game isn't over.
Bright movement from Solskjaer again. Who undoubtedly would be a regular in virtually every other Premiership side. Others were courting him earlier in the season. Tottenham looked a serious suggestion that he might move to White Hart Lane. Beckham with the free kick. Sheringham! Oh! He could have dropped in. He could have found a teammate lurking by the other post.
Well, he does that brilliantly, Martin. He does work on free kicks, and that's another one that's driven into the near post, and Teddy just helps it on. If he gets any angle on that at all, you can see David Seaman. He really is struggling to get there. He just helped it on rather than angled towards goal.
Sheringham determined to make the most of this opportunity. I talked to him before the game on Sunday, and he was so crestfallen that he couldn't even get a place on the bench.
Well, I'll expect 2 or 3 players, Martin, with something to prove, things to show, particularly up the most important part of the pitch.
Solskjaer, Arsenal looking uncharacteristically vulnerable at the back. That's a compliment to the way Manchester United are playing.
Solskjaer wants a corner. I think it might have deflected off Nigel Winterburn. This didn't happen too often on Sunday. People in behind Arsenal. That's a corner. Really, it's an area where the linesman should be helping the referee. David Eller's got no chance. It's not a big deflection, but he's got no chance of spotting it from where he is.
First yellow card in the match for Jaap Stam. Well, he kept on going when he might have pulled out. Always looks worse in slow motion. But it's a booking for Stam, and generally the defenders who performed in such a satisfying way from their point of view the weekend, they're finding life very different here in the replay. Beautifully taken by Solskjaer. Blomqvist. Cut out by Keown. Kept in by Parler, who won the challenge with Butt. Bit of an arm out by Bergkamp. Keane roaring forward, taking Vieira with him. And from Keane's movement, Manchester United get a throw.
He doesn't like it on that left foot, Martin, does he? Peter Schmeichel.
It's certainly a risky kick.
Yeah. Another scruffy one.
But he's kept out Bergkamp. David Seaman has been beaten by Beckham. Nelka. Arsenal trying to squeeze Manchester United into their defensive third, but the Philip Neville clearance was good. Keown going all the way. Another good advantage played by David Ellery. Whether he'll speak to Keown when play is stopped, we shall wait and see.
That's a booking, Martin. I think it's a certainty, an absolute certainty.
There it is, Martin Keown. Well, that's excellent refereeing, because he's spotted the infringement. Manchester United still had the ball.
Solskjaer was just a little too sharp.
Keown's got a suspension coming up from the sending off.
Yeah, it's been an excellent half hour, I was just about to say, for Manchester United. And Alex must be delighted with the way this team selection has started the match.
Well, Stan's got to be careful. He's penalised here.
He has got to be careful, Martin. You know, when you're playing against forwards of the quality of the Bergkamp and Elka, and you've got a booking and you've got an hour of the match to go, you really have got to be careful. One mistaken mistime tackle, hauling somebody back, you could be spending the rest of it in the bar.
Half an hour played at Villa Park. Arsenal a goal down. Petit with the free kick.
That's poor one. He's disappointed. That's food and drink for big Peter Schmeichel, that.
Manchester United play again on Saturday. They're at home to Sheffield Wednesday in the Premiership. Oh, and Parlour offside Anelka.
I tell you what, Ronnie Johnson did well. They held the line. He wasn't tempted to try and chase Anelka. As the ball comes through, Johnson just puts on the brakes. Oh, it's close, isn't it? Very close.
It's another decision for Graham Atkins. So I think would have satisfied all the critics if he just kept his flag up on Sunday, rather than put it up, take it down again, and put it up again.
Well, it'd still be wrong, but I know what you're saying.
Offside. Here's the call again. Alex Ferguson has been saying consistently over the last couple of months that the squad is so much stronger this year than it was last. And the way Manchester United have started with those 4 changes, giving more evidence to that argument. With Ray Parlour.
Well, gives another chance to see that wonderful strike from David Beckham. A lovely break it was from a Peter Schmeichel kick. Almost 30 yards. Not the most fiercely struck shot David's going to hit, but wonderfully accurate. And I think deceiving as well. I do think David Seaman expected it to go to his left. Took that fatal half step that way, and David Beckham won that battle of minds.
Petit. They also have strong minds as well, and they've already got more out of Bergkamp than they did maybe in the entire 2 hours on Sunday. Here he is, looking to direct them forward again. Keane came in from an awkward angle. They've had some skirmishes down the years. Roy Keane and David Ellery's been sent off twice, Keane, by this particular referee. Once in a semi-final replay, 4 years ago.
Arguments, Mark, with the tackle. He's late, he doesn't get the ball. It's a booking, it's as simple as that. You can argue all he likes, Roy. The referee had no option. I tell you what, the way this game's set up, it wouldn't surprise me if we don't finish this with 11v11.
Bergkamp shaken up by the foul. Arsenal have the free kick. Moving to see where Tony Adams goes here. It's over his head. It's Ljungberg. Lundqvist, one of the players that United had left upfield. He's told to get up. The referee saw that as a dive. Winterberg. Here's Keogh. Ljungberg. Mixing it up positionally with Parlour, but it didn't unhinge Manchester United then.
I think keep an eye on this referee. That's what's needed here.
Good leap by Stam. Well, up again is the message from David Ellery. To Keane that time. Oh, that's another booking. Beckham referring to a previous incident, but it won't get him off the hook.
I mean, you have no defence when that happens. It's a booking, it's as simple as that. It's a stupid booking. And David's a little incensed. He's scored a magnificent goal. He just needs to settle.
Beckham booked, Keane booked, Stam booked. Petit has a crack from long range. Minutes to go to half-time. Arsene Wenger's opposition tonight that's got the disciplinary problems at the moment. But his team has the major problem, they're a goal down. Here's Dixon. And Anelka involved again. Parlour tried to take it at pace. The pass actually made him check what he didn't want. But plenty of avenues forward for Manchester United. And they have passed the ball very well. Sheringham. Challenge on Beckham by Ljungberg. Bergkamp keeps Arsenal with forward momentum. Anelka again finding the ball striking the back of his heels. Here's Anelka facing the goal now. Deflects off Stan. And Parlour, who was watching from an offside position when the shot was hit, was ruled as active when he chased the deflection. Next live football on Sky Sports. Barnsley against Sunderland. Congratulations to Peter Reid, back in the Premiership. Congratulations to Kevin Keegan and Fulham. Sky Sports 3 Friday from Oakwood. Keane. Until he got the better of it. Keane hasn't given it up. That's characteristic of him. But the judgment is required from Manchester United's captain. Of the challenges. But linked down by Bergkamp, and he's found Ljungberg. Arsenal with a bit between their teeth. Look how narrow that back four to put the collective block on Arsenal then.
That was Arsenal-like. Really was, man. It was brilliant back four play.
Blomqvist. It's fast, it's furious, and there's a good flow to the football as well. Vieira. And his long legs get in there in time, not quite.
Unlucky. And it's a fairly good response from Arsenal, Martin, since the goal. They're really up the tempo of the game. Manchester United have defended absolutely brilliantly at the moment. That one chance, Bergkamp fashioned all on his own. It was a real individual effort of his. Apart from that, United have pretty much kept him at bay.
Up by Sheringham. It's not just been on selection that Sheringham's been out of the United side. He had a knee problem earlier in the year. It's been hard to displace York and Cole. And his partnership for so long was so potent. Andy Cole trying to a spectator's role tonight. Dwight York is amongst the substitutes, as is Ryan Giggs and Paul Scholes. As I was saying about a strong squad. I wonder how Arsene Wenger has assessed the Overmars situation. Overmars deemed sufficiently fit to be a substitute, but not to start. Parlour, Petit, came off Ronnie Johnson. Bit of luck for Petit to be able to catch that up via the deflection, and Schmeichel is there again.
Well, he's not getting it if it doesn't hit Johnson. It's a lovely run forward to join in. But Schmeichel again, look how close he gets to players. Makes it so difficult to pick a spot round them.
Petit's corner. He only picked out the head of Nicky Butt. Here's Dixon. Out comes Solskjaer to help defend. We've done it unfairly.
Just a little nudge.
40 minutes have flown by at Villa Park, but they've been fruitful for Manchester United. They now have to defend the free kick. Petit, Anelka, Ljungberg in there. A little nudge wide by Winterburn to Bergkamp. Room for Anelka. Manchester United was slow to get to him, and he's not slow, Nicolas Anelka. Well, the acceleration wasn't matched by the accuracy.
Brilliant play from Anelka. You just can't touch him, Mark, when he gets here. You know if you stick out a leg, you're giving away a penalty, but look at that, he just knocks it. I don't know, the keeper's done brilliant again for me. He gets so close to Anelka, and you just wonder if it had been on his other side, on his right, whether the finish might have been different. But look how close Schmeichel is.
Well, if you're Anelka, you're happier if you hit the keeper than hit it wide like that. Keane. It's a joyous open field for the semi-final replay between two outstanding sides. Well, if it had gone to a penalty shootout on Sunday, we wouldn't have been treated to this, and that's, I suppose, the debate about the abolition of the semi-final replays. There'll be no replay for this year's FA Cup final. That's starting a new trend that not everyone will agree with, although from my personal point of view, for what it's worth, when you come away from Wembley and the game's finished level on Cup final day, there's a terrible sense of anticlimax. Whether that will be the same if a final's decided on penalties, maybe we'll find out on May the 22nd. But
well, it depends if you've won or lost, I guess.
Yeah. Well, as a commentator, you can't win or lose, but I know what you're saying. Here's Petit.
I tell you, Mark, we're knocking on the door, Arsenal. They really are. It's been a really great response from them since the goal cleared their heads. They've really tested Manchester United.
Well, Gary Neville, who was a bit short with a header back to Schmeichel at Wimbledon recently, and Jason Ewell nipped in to score. Neville got that one absolutely right. Beckham. Vieira. Petit hounded there. Vieira found an angle for a ball to Parlour, and he knew exactly where the support was from Lee Dixon. Junior Neville prevents the corner. Very rapidly on the scene.
At half-time, it seems amazing. This first half really has raced by.
Good challenging by Gary Neville to get the ball to Beckham. Solskjaer. Struck Adams.
Yeah, he didn't do enough at the end, Solskjaer. I mean, Adams just stands there, he doesn't shift it one side or the other. Just tries to drive it through him, really.
And Solskjaer got the space in the first place by standing still himself. Let the marker just drift away from it. Sheridan had gone far post. thick of things. And Bergkamp wanted to do just more than whack it forward. He had a good look to see what might be on. Anelka. And Ljungberg. They've got a ball on here to Ray Parlour. It was never quite appreciated. It's easy to spot from our camera's vantage point. At pitch level, not so.
Oh, it was on as well. Philip Neville, I think, had fallen, Mark, that flashway. You see him just get up there, and if Ljungberg could spot Ray Parlour, he does eventually. By then, it's all a little too late.
Manchester United getting around Patrick Vieira, a quartet of them. Somehow Vieira with help from his sidekick Petit, but in the end the numbers were against Arsenal. Keane. Header well anticipated by Butt. Beckham almost confusing him. Keane's pass. David Ellery flows for half-time. Well, the first goal of the semi-final, and it was one well worth waiting for unless you're an Arsenal fan. A shot that was deft and deceptive from David Beckham. It came in the 17th minute. Arsenal have responded positively to that, but Manchester United hold the lead as they go in at half-time at Villa Park. They lead Arsenal by that goal to 0. The second half of this AXA-sponsored FA Cup semi-final replay. Arsenal seem to be a man short at the moment. It's not an unusual occurrence for them, but I haven't seen any red cards this time. And it's Manu Petit we're waiting for. Here's Winterburg. The FA Cup holders with plenty to do against Manchester United side, shaken up in terms of selection by Alex Ferguson. And certainly they have responded to that. Bergkamp. Stan got there. He was concerned about Bergkamp. He probably didn't know about Anelka arriving at pace on the other side of it.
No, he didn't, Martin. And I'll tell you what, if there had been a little more pace on the ball, it would have been a couple of yards more ahead of Jaap Stam, and Anelka might just have nicked in.
Well, he's got a terrific record against Manchester United, Anelka, but he played below those standards on Sunday. He's done a bit better tonight, and created that chance on the left foot that he fired wide. Yeah. Petit. After Parlour, not where Manu Petit expected him to be. That's nicely played by Blomqvist. But Blomqvist has continued his run. I don't know whether you remember, it might have been Jesper Blomqvist's first start for Manchester United at Highbury in September, when Arsenal tore Alex Ferguson's team apart, and Blomqvist looked very much on the periphery of things, but he certainly looked much more part of it tonight.
Yeah, he has, and to be fair though, Martin, I think Arsenal have been, since the goal, have been pretty much the dominant place, but I think up to that, Blomqvist certainly had played his part. He worked really well in tandem with Sheringham 2 or 3 times on that left-hand side.
You just sense it's a good shape for Manchester United. Yeah. Building off Sheringham's touches, Solskjaer making himself available at the sharp end of things as well, and maybe Arsenal looking at Bergkamp there, over-dependent on the individual genius. We shall see how it shapes up. Do not underestimate the spirit of the Gunners. Beckham. Winning the throw off David Beckham. Vieira. Adams sort of well up above Sheringham. Keane. I think just got to be cautious of those 3 cautions. David Ellery handed out quite properly in the first half. 4 fouls by Stam and Keane, who are always in the heart of the action. And Beckham also coming back to make a all-time tackle from an awkward angle. Gary Neville. It's a misdirected header by Sheringham that time. Stab. For the record, Arsenal have never lost an FA Cup semi-final replay. Also for the record, Manchester United have never lost a semi-final at Villa Park.
Something's got to give.
Everywhere you look, something's got to give. Trebles, doubles. Vieira. Neville in the right place. Nicely put together this by Manchester United. Beckham. Range in his passing again, and it's produced a corner, although was Sheringham gesturing to Beckham that he didn't need to play it all the way across the pitch. He would have liked it in the centre.
That was certainly what Terry was wanting, but he's a little bit too far. You can see he's pulled up. Terry Sheringham just wanted it into feet. Such as Beckham trained a passing mark, it doesn't surprise you that he takes those kind of passes on.
Towards Johnson. That's Keane. And that flicked Tony Adams. Another corner for United.
Yeah, flicked Tony Adams, he could have ended up anywhere. Certainly if it had just dropped at Terry Sheringham's feet, he would have been very interested in that.
Strange showing on Arsenal faces. 5 minutes gone in the second half.
David Beckham's just taking his time to go from one end to the other, one side to the other, Martin. One or 2 Arsenal players just bringing that to the attention of the referee.
Calmness there from Bergkamp, prepared to trap the ball in his own penalty area. Blomqvist. Bergkamp defending again. And turning ahead. Petit. Dixon a little off balance, and Arsenal eventually get a throw. Dixon. Bergkamp. It's Ray Parlour and the spin suits Schmeichel. Have a look at the assistant down there on the touchline below us, but there was no sign of the flag going up.
Unlucky, over the spot from Bergkamp again. It's just a little bitty at the beginning of the second half, Martin. It hasn't quite settled.
Ronnie Johnsen is more equipped to play against Anelka than some for Manchester United at the back. Keogh. Just got a piece of the ball. Bergkamp not happy about the challenge, or maybe not happy about the way he lost the ball rather easily.
Well, I think he'd been glad at half-time that he walked into his own dressing room and Jaap Stam wasn't right behind him, Mark, because any time it's come up to Bergkamp, Stam has been so tight to him. Very rarely has Bergkamp been able to get it comfortably high up the pitch and be able to control it without being under pressure.
Unlucky Gary Neville. Bergkamp-esque in his attempt with the back heel then. Vieira. Who's going to get underneath that? It's a free header for Ronnie Johnsen. Keane was there before Ljungberg.
Well, I think that's the obvious change for me, Mark. You mentioned Ljungberg there. I think he's been fairly disappointing tonight, and I think that if Overmars' ankle can stand half hour, I think he'll get it.
Anelka. Ljungberg is waiting on the left. Anelka rolls it back to Petit. The flag has not gone up against Lee Dixon and assumes against Bergkamp, and it's this active-passive debate again.
See, I think this is debatable. I don't think that this ball's intended for Dennis Bergkamp. No shape or form can that have been intended to go to Bergkamp. But the flag's gone up.
Keogh.
There we are again.
Bergkamp holding off Stam. Petit. Ljungberg. Winterburn's on the move. Ball's broken behind him though. And Roy Keane again reading where the danger might loom. But that little incident between Stam and Bergkamp makes me just want to remind you again that Stam is carrying a yellow card in this game.
And he did have a chunk of his shot, Martin. We could see that quite clearly from where we are. He certainly had a chunk of Dennis Bergkamp's shot. And all it does take is a tricky turn from Bergkamp. I know he's got the ability to embarrass any player.
Adams. His header connected by Butt, but only for a fraction of a second. Now Bergkamp.
Doesn't often pick the wrong ball, but in his anxiety to get Anelka through, he just ignored Ljungberg. It was just square of him.
There's a tremendous atmosphere, as we said earlier, not a full house. The fans are in the same sections of the ground as they were in on Sunday. That's not changed, although other things have, like the team colours in their respective dressing rooms. Sheringham and Solskjaer to Blomqvist.
Not sure who he was looking for. He obviously had a picture of one of his teammates behind him.
Vieira. Cut out by Keane. On from Sheringham back to Keane. Solskjaer. Oh, there's no flag, and the Norwegian, who's normally so cool in those circumstances, has put it wide.
Well, that is a rush of blood. You don't often see that. This is a very tight decision. Yet again, that linesman involved in it. Oh, it's a good decision. You can see it's Nigel Winterburn. The hand goes up late from Nigel, but he was a culprit He had come round. Alex knows it's a glorious chance to tie this game up.
Well, certainly on the replay it looks as though Graham Atkins, the assistant who was in the news at the weekend, was absolutely right to keep his flag down. Solskjaer has squandered a great chance to make it 2-0.
It was one of those as well, you know, we'll look back in that Solskjaer and think he could have taken a touch, Martin. There was absolutely no one near him. The Arsenal back four had quit. They were looking for offside. They'd all stopped.
Bergkamp, Petit, great tackle by Butt.
5 of them out the game now, Arsenal players.
Trying to get back. Sheringham.
Oh, he's in.
Blomqvist! Another chance for Manchester United. Sheringham sliced Arsenal open. Their marking was poor on Blomqvist, it must be said.
Well, they overcommitted, as I said, and they really got torn to shreds here. But I think Blomqvist must go across the goalkeeper. I can't believe he's gone near post here. Anything across the goalkeeper must pose more of a problem. 2 glorious chances for Manchester United to finish this game. They've missed them both.
Beckham's corner, headed out by Kia. Quick reactions from Anelka. Bergkamp. That's good play by Arsenal. Bergkamp annoyed at who caught him there. It was Blomqvist, I think. Arsenal's throw. Ljungberg scampers across to take it quickly to Dixon. Still more than half an hour left. Will Manchester United rue those 2 opportunities that came in such quick succession? Solskjaer and Blomqvist, 2 of the players brought in tonight by Alex Ferguson. Vieira. Kia. Good work by Arsenal. They've switched the point of attack from left to right, but couldn't quite whip in the sort of cross that was needed in those circumstances, but quickly got back on the ball again. Here's Parler. Anelka. He's hesitated, and he who hesitates in a game like this is certainly lost. But United still caught again in their own half. Parler across. Oh, Anelka!
Oh, what a chance. I think it gets a little under his feet, Martin. He almost stutters into it. He has to check very quickly. It does arrive quickly, but I just wonder if it gets under his feet a little. It's a little behind him. Has to check. Again, I think it's another of those opportunities where you might have even taken a touch on that. But this is a one. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, a little too hurried, a little too rash. Jesper Blomqvist, another opportunity. At least he hits the target. And Anelka, well, a golden opportunity to get Arsenal level.
A highly charged hour of football here at Villa Park. A goal in the 17th minute from David Beckham for Manchester United. Ray Parler, yellow card. We got one on Sunday as well, but we are over the disciplinary
first change, Martin,
line in terms of the second Sunday in April.
Well, Alex,
yes, it's Ryan Giggs for Jesper Blomqvist.
Alex is weakening his side then, Martin.
Big welcome for Giggs. And the response from Arsene Wenger. Well, if you think it's a good game, think of the talents coming on to make it even better. Off goes Ljungberg.
I think that was the obvious substitution.
Well, we said at the start, emergencies only. Well, here we are, 1-0 down. Grip on the FA Cup starting to be loosened. That's an emergency, all right. enter Mark Overmars.
David Beckham was just having a little word said to him with the referee, and he stupidly just knocked the ball away, Mark. We know how hot referees are on that. I just think David Early was just saying to David, don't be silly. I don't want you sending you off for a daft thing like that.
But that's well played by Keane. Beckham. To Beck and Gary Neville forward with those sorts of passes, and Manchester United certainly not resting on their laurels, resting on their lead here. Stam.
I don't think you can sit in a lead like this on a game like this. You can be cautious, you can be sensible, and I think that's exactly what Roy Keane and Nicky Butt have done second half, Martin. They haven't tried too often to get ahead of the ball, and that makes sense. They're just backing the play up, letting the other 3 or 4, the 2 wide men, the 2 front men get on with it.
Adam Scurry, Philip Neville doing more than just keeping the ball in play. Overmars. Fresh legs for Arsenal. Are they fit legs? Ronnie Johnson pulled out of the centre. Overmars. Parler. Petit. Good block by Keane. So Philip Neville getting the better of Parler. Manchester United didn't build from that. Petit. Adams. Oh, he's put himself through. It's Tony Adams.
Well, I think he's looking for a pass, but he got a little deflection and suddenly he was off. And this is really good defending again from Jaap Stam, Martin. He senses the danger. Look how quickly he's across to get something on the ball.
What a tussle this is. Petit with the Arsenal corner. Can they find an equaliser in the semi-final replay? Stanley out to deny Adams again. Bergkamp bending it back in. Headed out by Butt. Oh, that was great play by Bergkamp and Petit.
Well, Petit's a little annoyed. He wanted someone going in on the end of that. It's fed in beautifully. 2 wonderful balls. One from Bergkamp. Another from Petit.
It's Overmars who's lost possession. And can Petit keep pace with Roy Keane here? He was able to do that despite his lack of recent match play.
Real battle, isn't it? England against France in the centre of that midfield. Well, not quite England, sorry. Britain against France.
I think it's the Republic of Ireland against France. But we know what you're getting at, Andy. It's a real battle all over the pitch.
And I'm talking about the 4 of them, Martin.
Beckham. Sheringham. Offside.
Was Giggs though? Or was it Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? That'd be an interesting little look at that again. As this ball's fed in here. The ball's played. Yeah, just off.
Giggs.
Not a lot in it, yeah.
Wrestling there, Johnson and Bergkamp.
Tough calls also the referee. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other most times.
Petit with the free kick. Anelka. Well played, Nicky Butt for Manchester United. Giggs quickening it. Solskjaer. Giggs in the centre. Beckham coming in as well. Solskjaer uses David Beckham. Can he strike again? Well, it was The counter-attack, even by Manchester United standards, of breathtaking pace.
Well, they've got that now with Giggs on the park, Martin. They've got that ability to run quick and direct. And they do well here, Solskjaer. He knows he doesn't want to face it across goal. No one's there yet. Beckham does very well, just pulls to the edge of the area, but by the time he's got it onto his right foot, Nigel Winterburn was close enough.
Oh, and Adams can't cut it out. It's Solskjaer. Keown's the defender. Solskjaer! Oh, and David Seaman, who pretty much stayed put, hung on to the shot.
Well, what an incredible save that is. It's almost as if David Seaman's gone to ground here, Martin, and he catches it as he's on his way down. Unbelievable how that stuck. Top goalkeeping.
Well, I think he might have hoped that Keown, who's so quick, could have dealt with the danger, but he didn't.
Well, Solskjaer did brilliantly by keeping his body. Look at Solskjaer's body and the ball. It's between Keown, so Keown knows he can't tackle him. He's risking giving a penalty away. Great front running from Solskjaer and a great save from the England goalkeeper.
Free kick to Arsenal. Well, this is spellbinding stuff. Heightened by the floodlit scenario. We're going to miss that with no semi-final replays.
I also think what doesn't help Arsenal in a situation like this, Manchester United can get really tight in the middle of the park, right through the middle, and force Arsenal wide, because, as we talked about before, their inability really to score from a header, from a cross, and free plays there, I think we're all to see.
Bergkamp! Goal for Arsenal! Never write them off!
This is a massive deflection, Martin. That's the difference between 1-0 and 1-1. As I talked about them being central and being set, they've got bodies there, and this takes a huge deflection off Jaap Stam. Goalkeeper's got this covered. It's gone down his throat. But we talk about luck winning your cup competition, Mr. Tyler. Arsenal have had their fair share in the 2 games we've seen so far.
But Bergkamp will feel, after the attentions of Stam, that maybe he deserved that. And those missed chances at the other end, will they come back to haunt Manchester United? Bergkamp, double Dutch. Bergkamp, Stam, goal, 1-1.
Well, who wants it?
Beckham with the free kick. Sheringham. Solskjaer's in there, and still, it's Beckham. Oh, and Sheringham couldn't stick out a leg.
Oh dear me, he knows it. Another half a stride and it's a tap-in. What a ball from Beckham. He didn't panic here, he didn't smash it, just recklessly feeds it across. Well, a Patrick Vieira leg there would surely have given United the lead.
And maybe a Teddy Sheringham with 10 games under his belt rather than coming back into the team after a sprinkling of substitute appearances this year. It's electrifying, this.
How would they have felt, Martin, Arsenal, having battled back so bravely and gamely to concede what would have been only a minute after getting level? Yeah, let's have a look at it again. They don't really close them down. They have. That's the one time they really didn't get tight to them. But look at the size of that deflection.
And now it's Bergkamp backing into Stam.
Well, people often always call it a wicked deflection, don't they? For Dennis Bergkamp, it was beautiful.
Rookie for Stam, though. Keown. He's back in by back towards Solskjaer. That's there again. Vieira's there for Arsenal. Anelka. Bergkamp. Now Anelka. Schmeichel comes, and he's still got the speed, and he needed it.
Well, if this is going to be the last semi-final replay we do, Mr. Tyler, we're certainly getting one fitting to close it. It's been great stuff.
Petit. I couldn't agree with you more. Changed to accommodate the greater number of European fixtures, UEFA demanding dates. We should spell that out. Not a domestic decision. I know those at the Football Association have fought against it. At least they have kept replays for the other rounds, which was in question. It was. This is the splendour of the FA Cup, and it's Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1. Wembley at stake. Newcastle already there, and can Arsenal get there again to play them again? Oh, Anelka, Schmeichel's fumbled it.
He's offside.
Flag up, no goal.
Flags up again.
It's Arsenal's turn to be crestfallen. David Ellery doesn't know it yet.
Neither do the Arsenal supporters, neither do the Arsenal players. Arsene Wenger suddenly just realised he's seen it.
Anelka doesn't know yet.
He will in a second. And that joy is about to turn to disappointment.
It's the other assistant this time, Mike North. David Ellery acts on instruction from his assistant. Gary Neville nods his head and thanks the referee. Patrick Vieira has a different point of view. The game has restarted with a free kick at 1-1.
This is why it doesn't stand as Bergkamp comes in and he hits it. He's offside as the ball struck. Therefore, the linesman's flag stays up. That's another booking. He's off.
It's Roy Keane, and David Ellery dismisses Roy Keane.
I thought it was Gary Neville, man.
In a semi-final replay for the second time, and Manchester United suddenly find their world collapsing here. They've lost their lead, they survived going behind, but now will they survive the dismissal of their captain?
I can't believe the tackle, Martin, honestly, from the captain. That can only be classed as a rush of blood.
The initiative with Arsenal, they appeal for a penalty, handball by Staff.
Well, it struck the arm, but totally accidental. My goodness, where is this game going to end? Hopefully not for a while yet, I tell you.
Parlour. Bergkamp making it all happen, shoveled away by Schmeichel. Following up was Adams. Here's Parlour. Manchester United are rocking here. And Gary Neville knocks it behind for a corner.
Well, Alex might well have to make a change, Martin. He certainly has got to have to think about it.
Paul Scholes, who came on as a substitute very late in the piece on Sunday, preparing for more action from the bench. Petit with the corner. Adams in there. Keown's there. And Nelka's there. Schmeichel coming off his line.
Oh, that's a corner. Surely. No.
Not according to David Ellery.
Well, they almost get in again. Martin Keown trying to get round onto it. Well, can back off Anelka. Good decision. So a pretty good game, David Ellery, Martin, I have to say. Can't argue with any of his bookings.
And I don't think Roy Keane
can argue
either, really, in the end, when he looked at it in the cold light of day. But he has been sent off, by my reckoning, for a third time by this particular referee.
Well, here's the substitution I fully expected Alex to make. It's a sacrificial one. It's no reflection on Sheringham's performance. Of that, I'm absolutely sure. But it is necessary to get someone else central midfield. We just can't allow Vieira and Petit to go against Nicky Butt. Scholes has been brought in alongside him. And we saw Arsenal hold out, Martin, in many ways quite comfortably in stoppage time on Sunday. Now the same questions are about to be asked of Manchester United.
Yes, well, that sending off was in extra time, and here we are, well, 15 minutes away from maybe extra time. Arsenal very much psychologically in the ascendancy. Adams. Overmars. Parlour looking for the cross, and Nelka looking for the cross. Kick again.
Well, I'll tell you, Martin, Overmars has contributed more in the 10-15 minute spell he's had as a substitute than he did in the whole 90 minutes, or what was he on, 120? at the weekend?
He did get taken off.
He did get taken off. Well,
he was anonymous in that game, and Elka was anonymous in that game, and Bergkamp really only came to life in extra time. But they've all done better. But Overmars in, of course, a much shorter passage of play tonight. But he's helped lift Arsenal. Vieira. You just cannot take your eyes off this. It's Winterburn. Across to Powell. Bergkamp. Good defending by United. Still got the capacity to break with the turbocharged pace of Ryan Giggs. Solskjaer. Trying to force it past Adams with a back heel. Vieira.
I would just say give it to Overmars at the moment, Martin. He's fresh, he's quick.
Scholes here to try and help curb the threat.
Three have gone over.
Stones header in it. They drop for Bergkamp.
It was one of those crosses he really needed a hand, Jaap Stam. He really needed a call from his goalkeeper just to leave it.
Well, take into account the possibility here of extra time, but if you'd like to tell us now your man of the match, 0660 11 22 33. Vieira took a chance there, running it through David Beckham's locks.
Like I said, he was quick, but he ain't that quick, is he, Overmars?
Keogh. United haven't beaten Arsenal in any of their last 6 meetings. 4 Arsenal wins in a row, and the last 2 have been drawn. It's level here. Vieira. How did he do that? Petit. Arsenal with the extra man. And Ray Parlour running at United. Vieira.
Never looks convincing when Arsenal cross the ball, Martin, do they? It's almost as if they're saying, well, we've got nothing else to do here, I can't get it down and play it. I never feel they're going to score when they get wide and cross it.
Anelka deflects off Scholes to Adams. Beyond the redress of Bergkamp.
Right idea. See Dennis Bergkamp saying come up, squeeze them in, make life difficult. That's a sensible thing. They push in, really make the team work to get the ball out from their own corner flag.
We pointed out on Sunday Bergkamp's a special desire, having missed the FA Cup final last year with injury. Petit. Manchester United trying to spring forward, but the man light makes it much more onerous, and Arsenal with the greater range of options when they get the ball in midfield.
Well, what Vieira and Petit know, Mark, is they can go forward. They're quite happy to do so now. And the knowledge that they should have plenty in the back line, able to cope with any break.
disappointed with the way Solskjaer made his run, but I suppose there's an onus on Giggs to have a look before he releases the ball. They need to be together, United, in these circumstances, not showing any signs of differing in each other. Now Solskjaer's got it, and now Giggs has got it. He's got a couple to the right, one of whom is Scholes. Can go on one to Beckham if he wants, but that would have been the safer pass, and Beckham's frustrated that it wasn't delivered.
Oh, I don't know what David Seaman was doing there, Martin. Crazy throw.
Beckham just had to pull out a late-ish challenge then, otherwise he'd have been following Roy Keane down the tunnel. But they're trying to play as though they've still got 11 men.
Yeah, they're in difficulty. It's so difficult for Solskjaer, and I do think that most of the time if you're playing like that, you do have to build off the player. Very difficult to play into spaces, Martin, when Solskjaer is the only front runner.
Arsenal gave a wonderful example of how to play with 10 men here on Sunday, and they, as we mentioned earlier, said afterwards, if only we could have passed the ball like that with 11, we might have won the semi-final at the first attempt.
And I think Alec might think of Dwight York, Martin. I know Dwight well as a player, and he does play very well, and you build off Dwight York very well and very easily, and he might be very well suited to come in and play in a situation like this.
Yes, I think our viewers know that you have a special relationship with Dwight York.
There's certainly no sign of him taking those gloves or hat off yet.
Winterburn. It's strange, the psychology of this. Arsenal were chasing the game, and Manchester United were looking favourites to get to Wembley. Then came the equaliser, then the sending off, and suddenly Arsenal find themselves with the burden of expectation, if you like. But they'd still rather be in this position than in United's. Scholes. Forced to play it hastily into midfield and wastefully. Bergkamp, Anelka. And he fired it across. Whether that was meant as a cross or as a shot from a tight angle.
That's a shot, Martin, no doubt. Thought he did half decent when he got in, tucked around past Ronnie Johnson, but the disappointing finish there.
Counting their chickens, I think that might be dangerous. United quite capable of matching Arsenal's spirit and adversity, but Bergkamp has been a totally different influence tonight. He's played up to his expected standards. Coutinho and
Maybe was lucky, Martin. He just hooked an arm round Mark Overmars as he made a run across him. Got away with it.
Adams. Now Dixon. Oh, trying to take it on the burst, and he might still be able to do that. Ray Parlour. Well, Watson got plenty of the man, maybe enough of the ball to satisfy the referee.
Like tackle, Martin. Johnson was the last man, edge of the 18-yard box. He didn't make the tackle, Parlour was through.
Winterburn. And Dixon. Men at their age not really expecting to be picking up medals as Arsenal have been doing. Is there going to be more for the trophy cabinet for the 35-year-olds? Manchester United will still have a say in that, and of course Newcastle will if Arsenal do get through. They can't get through the centre there because Beckham responsibly had filled a gap. Scholes. sometimes Tony Adams gets away with some miscalculations. He's so positive in his play that he makes his own luck.
He's a leader, isn't he?
Tossed away by Overmars. 3 minutes away from extra time. Giggs. Solskjaer. Well, the free kick's been given against Philip Neville, who has stayed down.
I think he just gets a knock here as he goes to ground. You see the arm just catches him in the face. But you can see he's going to chunk every pile of shot Mark Holland to the ground. But I think United have coped fairly well, you know, since Roy Keane's departure. Got themselves together, the substitution has helped them. They've now got the bank of 4 and 4. 4 defenders flanked by 4 midfield players to protect them. And making life pretty difficult for Arsenal, because you're absolutely right. Sometimes when the burden of expectancy is with you, it becomes more difficult. United didn't find it easy against Arsene Wenger's side on Sunday in extra time, and Arsenal aren't finding it any easier at the moment to break United down.
Overmars couldn't quite get away from Johnson. Final score for you from the FA Carling Premiership: Middlesbrough 0, Chelsea 0. So we're still talking about the top 2 teams in the league here in Manchester United and Arsenal. And we're coming towards the 90th minute, and it's Mark Overmars.
Pretty cold tonight,
Mark. Play by Scholes.
Very cold, 1 or 2 players just losing their footing a little. I don't know if the surface is getting a little bit greasy, a little bit slippy.
Walker trying to take it round Stam, but he was strong and determined. Giggs trying to do the same to Parlour, who reacts very well. Stam having to chase back. He thought he could support the attack there. Sent Philip Neville into the centre to defend in there. And they need some defending here, Manchester United. Johnson using his pace and strength. And here's David Beckham. He's got Giggs with him and Solskjaer on this nearer side. He looks for the Norwegian. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer against Martin Keown. Adams got a touch there. Ryan Giggs was hovering on the edge of the area, not close enough to take advantage of the fact that the ball just bounced away from Adams for a fraction of a second. There will be 3 extra minutes played, and then it's extra time. Time to think again about your vote for man of the match: 0660 11 22 33.
You might have to vote twice if you've already voted. I think the man of the match will be the scorer of the winning goal, should there be one.
Anelka. Petit again.
The chance.
Looked down at the assistant. There was no upraising of the flag.
I didn't think he was off mark, honestly, and I think Bergkamp's got a brilliant chance here to lay him in. It's not a difficult ball. Phil Neville's round, playing him on side. Oh, a softer pass and he was in.
Overmars. Anelka. Room for Ray Parlour. In stoppage time, down goes Parlour. David Ellery gives Arsenal the penalty. Would you believe it?
Well, I thought it was a penalty. I think Phil Neville knows it. There's not one complaint from a Manchester United player. Brilliant from Parlour. He drives at him. You can have no arguments. He took his time, David Ellery. I think he wanted to be sure, but that is a penalty.
Dennis Bergkamp will take it, and 3 of his last 5 penalties for Arsenal have been saved. Two international greats here in a decisive moment in an FA Cup semi-final replay. Bergkamp and Schmeichel has saved it! What a hero for Manchester United! Arsenal on the brink of Wembley, and they've been turned away by the hands of the Great Dane.
Well, if he's leaving us with a memory, isn't he? My goodness, what a time to pull out a penalty save. Bergkamp, I think, missed it. Goalkeeper's left, the last one. Memory serves me well. And goalkeepers do their homework. I think it's his favourite side, Dennis Bergkamp. In a pressure situation, he's opted for his favourite side. The big goalkeeper's gambled, and he's been rewarded. What a save.
That goes in, and that's the end of Peter Schmeichel's FA Cup career. But he's going to prolong it. Now we've got Philip Neville, who of course is mightily relieved, having brought down Ray Parlour, that Schmeichel bailed him out.
Here we see it. Goalkeeper's left's his favourite. It's a nice eye, but he guesses right. And in the end, honestly, Matt, look, it's close to him. It's a comfortable save for him, having guessed the right way. For Dennis Bergkamp, it's agony.
But it might not be terminal for Arsenal. They go into extra time, still playing 11 against 10, but they know they should be heading for the FA Cup final. No wonder Peter Schmeichel punches the air. He's turned away Bergkamp's stoppage time penalty that would have won it for Arsenal. Extra time to come. Bergkamp equalised in the second half. It's 1-1 at Villa Park. We'll be back after the break.
Oh, let's keep it tight.
Nice thing in situations like that, Martin, the best thing is get it out of the way. But it does invite pressure. It does invite Adams and Keown to join Vieira.
That's a great defensive header by Stam to stop Adams coming in. Beckham. Bergkamp, eager to make amends. Parlour. Cross by Anelka. Vieira in the central striking position then. Overmars. Lost it rather easily. Bergkamp trying to react to the low cross.
Well, it's all about possession now for Manchester United, Martin, trying to keep the ball, take as much time as possible. I don't think they'll go looking for a goal. I think if it comes along, great. But I certainly don't imagine they'll overcommit for 1 minute. But they'll try and keep possession. Hope for a mistake or a free kick up near the Arsenal penalty area. Hope for a Beckham special, something like that. Frustrate Arsenal the way Arsenal did so well to Manchester United in extra time on Sunday.
Petit. Almost for Anelka. Bergkamp, maybe for Overmars. Gary Neville decided he couldn't dive in, and he was wise not to. Bergkamp! Oh, Schmeichel has thwarted him again, but he's done so at some cost.
Yeah, what a save from the big man again. Well, if he'd hit his penalty like this, Martin, we probably wouldn't be having another 30 minutes, because this was beautifully struck from Bergkamp. Angled across Peter Schmeichel. Way to his left, and that's a wonderful save.
Schmeichel is hurt, and Alec Ferguson has used Dwight York, Ryan Giggs and Paul Scholes.
I'm trying to see which part of his anatomy they're working on. Is it the groin? Yeah. He's got those cycling shots on that so many players wear that have suspect groins or little tweaks and groin problems. Peter's obviously had one protecting it with those. And that save, you can see the even more support being applied now. just to try and keep it in place, restrict the movement of it. Because one thing's certain, he's got to stay where he is.
Well, the word has been that it's concern over his general level of fitness that has persuaded Peter Schmeichel to bring an end to his Manchester United career at the end of this season.
Well, it's just probably pushing off, you know, on this right leg as he goes to make this save. So right groin, it's pushing off onto that, on that. Look at his position, 6-yard box, perfect.
Overmars retrieving Petit's corner. Bergkamp, headed out by Paul Scholes. It's the moment for Winterburn to have a look round. Options for him. Adams was waiting, but Gary Neville didn't fail Manchester United.
Well, funny, Martin, in all this pressure, I just noticed Emmanuel Petit race 50 yards back to the halfway line to Nigel Winterburn, because Arsenal really did overcommit and they'd left Winterburn one-on-one with Dwight York. And I think he was just saying, hey, wait a minute, we've got all this pressure, but let's not be stupid at the back.
It's over Adams. But York made sure it didn't initially get to Bergkamp, and then Bergkamp's given it away. And Beckham was caught in possession by Overmars. Parler. Marker had to check back sensibly to stay onside. He's got the ball now. The 20-year-old French forward. Parler. Oh, Martin Keown.
Well, I'm not sure if we're going to take this in his chest, Martin. Is it a little bit low? Is it a little bit behind him? We're not right in line. But it comes over. Oh, I just think he loses the flight a bit. I think he could have taken that on his chest, but it's easy from here. I'll tell you what, Anelka would have taken on his chest. He wouldn't have wanted to have had it.
And Peter Schmeichel doesn't want to take the dead ball situations in any other way than that, just rolling it out for the penalty. Good thinking by Gary Neville. Overmars took that beautifully on the half-turn. Mark Overmars driving on at Manchester United. Now Bergkamp. Neville not penalised in his own penalty area for a second time.
I should think not. Driven straight at him.
Petit. Bergkamp, and Gary Neville worked the position well again. Be a tough call for a referee to penalise him. Defenders do get a bit of licence in those circumstances, as any forward will tell you, and Bergkamp will be trying to tell David Ellery about that.
Yeah, he just ran along the line. It's as simple as that. He didn't deviate, Gary Neville.
Forward does that to a defender, and it's a free kick.
Yeah.
Johnson. Oh, Petit's lost it. And it's Paul Scholes.
Well, that's the kind of thing that I was saying that United will be looking for. It's an error from Emmanuel Petit. One of the few he's made, and, well, certainly Paul Scholes is capable enough to test David Seaman from that sort of range. Just choked his shot a little.
Bergkamp. Here's York. Nice touch by Scholes and by Butt. And get it back from Paul Scholes. They know each other's play so well. They come through the ranks, same age group. York. There have been so many tales of gallantry and heroism in the annals of the FA Cup. And Manchester United going to add to their particular chapter in adversity here. David Beckham gave them the lead back in the 17th minute. Dennis Bergkamp with around 20 minutes left by a big deflection off Stam. Got it back to 1-1, and then Arsenal had the penalty in stoppage time to win it, to go to Wembley, and Peter Schmeichel plunged to his left And Bergkamp was left reflecting on a huge opportunity that he couldn't take. And here he is trying to take another one, more difficult maybe. Well, the cutback was challenging, and Gary Neville adds to a list of very important pieces of defending.
Oh, watch Tony Adams here, Martin. He's gotten himself up here. Look at him. Right in the middle of goal. If he pulls it square, Tony Adams, what a chance he might have had, the skipper. He's just pulled a little bit behind him.
Can Arsenal make the extra man count? Oh, and it was off for Johnson. Tantalisingly up in the air. No Arsenal player could force it over the line.
Well, he might be struggling with his groin, but there's nothing wrong with his reactions. The goalkeeper.
Johnson might be struggling a bit as well. Vieira. 5 minutes to go to half-time in extra time. Vieira. It's helping Manchester United defend. The possibility of a penalty shootout increasing with every passing second. Adams, the auxiliary attacker. Anelka Overmars.
Well, he's struggling, Ronnie Johnson, again, edge of the box. Well, this is the corner, the horrible one to deal with, but there's over a crowd of players, and Ronnie Johnson's got no idea what he's trying to do with that. Just arrived there, but super reaction from Peter Schmeichel again. That arrived a lot quicker than it looks in slow motion, I tell you. That's a pretty good save.
Man of the match. 0-6-0, 1-1, 2-2, 3-3. Parlour. Bergkamp. Well-timed tackle by Butt. York trying to hold up the ball and bring others into play and try and get Manchester United out.
What is Stam doing as the furthest man forward, Martin?
Trying to get to Wembley, I think. He's forward here. York is, but not there.
No, it's been a siege, isn't it, for 12 minutes. Arsenal have dominated possession, territorially dominant, but you would have expected this. United digging in, showing every bit that they don't want to lose this game as much as Arsenal did on Sunday.
Overmars. Painfully away by Johnson. Very quick on the turn, Adams there. We hear all about has to deal with injuries that come and go, and when he's out there on the pitch, he looks so fresh. Petit, Bergkamp.
There's some pretty tired legs out there, Martin, I tell you.
Manchester United's next game is on Saturday at home to Sheffield Wednesday in the Premiership. Arsenal have a rest until Monday, and you'll see their game against Wimbledon at Highbury on Sky Sports. Winterburn with the cross. It's a fine clearance in the circumstances by Butt.
This will be interesting, Martin.
Kanu.
To see who is coming off with Kanu. I don't think Arsene Wenger believes Kanu and Bergkamp play together quite well, a little bit similar, which may suggest that he's about to sacrifice what? Defender? That would be a brave shot. A gamble.
Dixon. Too long. It's Ray Parlour.
Yeah.
before half-time in extra time. Scholes. York. United's throw. Haven't got this far forward very often in the extra period. Vieira. Anelka can turn. And Winterburn, Overmars was hoping for something to chase onto through the centre. Bergkamp. It's Petit! And his task made that much more difficult by the chasing of Paul Scholes.
He was indicating there he felt he was impeded. I don't think so. Certainly the arm was out, but nothing. Good decision again from the referee.
Overmars, chance here for Arsenal. Right at the end of the first period of extra time, and Overmars' shot has veered wide. He thinks via a deflection. The referee doesn't agree with that.
Well, I think if you ignore players here, then you've got to hit the target. He's got Bergkamp to his left. He decides to go it alone, and I think when you do that, you've got to hit the target. It's only justification going on. It might have been a corner, might have been a little nick off of Ronnie Johnson's toe.
David Ellery indicating he's quite prepared to add on time here. He's not taking issue with Manchester United for wasting time because of Schmeichel's condition. Giggs. Ball played, the referee says.
No, he's given it. He's saying he's chopped on Martin. That's what he's saying.
He
Scissors, yeah.
Indicating the shape of the ball with his hands there.
No, he's just saying he scissored them.
So it's a free kick to United.
This is what they'll be looking for. Free kick. Stam and Johnson get a chance to go up. And who knows? David Beckham produces a perfect delivery. Who knows?
Kanu turning it away for Arsenal. Time to turn round in extra time. There has been a penalty shootout between these two clubs before. Arsene Wenger complaining here to the fourth official, Alan Wilkie.
It's obviously about the time, Martin. Alan Wilkie, looking at his watch, indicates that Arsene Wenger was just querying the amount of time that was added on.
The penalty shootout between Arsenal and Manchester United was at Wembley in the Charity Shield '93, and United won it. And David Seaman had a penalty saved. Far less pressure than there would be here if it gets that far. Really noble effort by United with 10 men. And Arsenal in the first period of extra time unable to make amends for Bergkamp's penalty failure.
I don't think the goalkeeper was too impressed. They've taken kick off United and rolled the ball back to him, so he's had to try and club it forward. It's a very tentative kick. He could have done without that.
Well, at the moment they're seeing him as Superman, I think. There's some justification. Overmars. He's turned Gary Neville, got his cross in, and the big worry, really, with no Arsenal players attacking it, was that whether it might just trick Schmeichel in his limited condition at the moment. He's been hurt against Arsenal. You might recall when he came up for a corner against the Gunners in that crucial league game at Old Trafford last March. He was a loser that day. Well, he's done plenty here to make sure, or to try and make sure, he's not going to be a loser again tonight. It might be a test of his fitness if it comes down to penalties. Dixon. Overmars, and Michael moves well enough out to get to that, and the throw picks out York. York picked out himself by Keogh.
Yeah, that's Yorkie's job now. Martin was anything that comes up has got to stick. He's got to be so determined that it gives his mates a breather. Fight off Keown, fight off Adams, that's his job now. By a bit of time. It's all going to be greeted with cheers from United. Gathering down below, you and I. Any little break in play.
Scholes. The goalkeeper has problems kicking the back passes. A risky business, but Peter Schmeichel decided that he's got a way to deal with the pain by flicking the ball up and kicking through the line when the ball's in the air.
Well, if you've got a groin strain, Martin, it is one of the only ways you can kick a ball. Yeah. Relatively pain-free that way.
That's a rather weary one from Vieira. Giggs gets past Vieira, past Dixon, who comes back at him. It's a wonderful run from Giggs! Sensational goal from Ryan Giggs in the second period of extra time. He's cut Arsenal to ribbons, and the team with 10 men go back in front 2-1.
Well, words fail me. Words fail me. Stunned Arsenal fans, joyous United fans, and if this is the last semi-final replay goal we ever see, well, it'll rank with some of the greatest ever scored. He just bobbed and weaved and kept going, and when he needed a finish, my God, did he give us one. What a strike after beating 3, 4, 5 players. Wonderful, wonderful, fit to win any football match.
Well, you're talking about the best defence in the country as far as club football is concerned, the best defence in Europe as far as club football is concerned, and Ryan Giggs ripped them to shreds. It's Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2. Kanu. Bergkamp. Overmars. Have Arsenal got an answer here? Anelka. Beaten by the bounce. Arsenal at the moment in danger of being beaten by the brilliance of Ryan Giggs. Scholes. 10 minutes to go, and York, they're attacking again. When you would forgive them for massing back on the edge of their own penalty area in these circumstances. Vieira. Anelka. Stan puts up the shutters. And it's David Beckham, but that's presented to Keogh. But he in turn can only knock it to where Gary Neville can be first for United. And he's got energy to spare. It's Beckham offside.
Well, this is it. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Show me it again and again. You will never get tired of seeing that goal.
Unless you're Arsene Wenger.
Even he would have to admit the magnificence of it, Martin.
Maybe later, but not now.
Not now. What a game we've had tonight. What a game.
A true footballing epic. Bergkamp. Well, he will feel the hurt desperately if Arsenal lose the semi-final replay. His own ambitions having missed out, but that was last year I'm talking about missing out, but he certainly, well, he didn't miss, but Schmeichel saved. a pivotal moment in the match for Arsenal? Or is it? Because they're still playing 10 against 11. They'll still expect to have plenty of the ball in the 8 minutes that remain. Can they make a chance? Can they take a chance? Beckham's going to try and keep himself on the pitch. He's been penalised here. Petit. Keogh and Dixon. Arsenal digging deep with Petit delving into their reservoir of character.
Too narrow for me again though, Martin. Arsenal. I said I think it's a major flaw when they attack mass defences like that they don't have the ability, I think, to threaten from wide. They really get narrow. And a few packed players in there, you can make life difficult.
Adams. That's Kanu. Oh, it's brought out by Buck. Vieira just interfering with the pace of Buck's breakout, even though he then went into a tackle that saw him win the ball.
I'd stick Adams up front, Martin. I really would stick him right in the centre. Nothing to gain by having him back there. And if they get it wide, then toss it in for him.
He's lost the semi-final before, back in '91, when Arsenal were beaten at Wembley by Tottenham. It was there the great Gascoigne free kick. David Seaman will recall that as well. And it's been great goals here, 2 of them for Manchester United. A beautifully spotted opening by Beckham, and just the sort of shot to make the most of it. And as far as individual goals go, you will see nothing better than what Giggs has come up with at Manchester United's time of need, when you were thinking they would try and hang on for a penalty shootout when the numbers would work out level again. Ryan Giggs had other ideas. Many of these Arsenal fans, of course, would have been at Wembley in May last year. The other extreme of emotion. But it's not over yet. It's Petit. Adams. He's got it back. Half thought about the shot as the ball sat up. This is Overmars. Can he wriggle free? He can't. So many players in white shirts back, but it's those in red and white who nick it back through Winterburn. Away by Stab. Petit. Bergkamp. No fortunate deflection for him that time, but Arsenal have got a corner. Over Adams. Bergkamp puts it back into the pack.
Oh, well, what a chance. Well, I said stick Adams up, and that's what I mean, Martin. I don't know whether Martin Keown gets in his way here, but it's a great ball from Bergkamp. Has a little look, picks him out. Then comes Adams. Oh my goodness, he's a foot wide. He's got to beat his own man Keown in the air, and I think that's on target. It's in. I don't think Schmeichel was getting across to that, hampered with that groin injury.
But 4 minutes plus any time that David Ellery, who's had a superb match, it must be said, any time he chooses to add on. Petit. Foul by Stam on Anelka. Adams making his run. Adams got to it, but it's dropping comfortably, and Schmeichel didn't have to move a muscle except to cushion the ball as it dropped into his arms. York serving his side capably then. That's time taken away from Arsenal that they don't really have. Fatigue, the frustration, an indication of that. Kanu. That's well played, Gary Neville, for Manchester United. Keogh. You could throw a blanket over 15 players a moment or two ago around the edge of the United penalty area. The ball didn't get there. And Giggs doesn't need to get angry, really. It's Dixon who's got the problems. He's given away the free kick. And he was part of the pack who were left in Ryan Giggs' wake. Fatih's injury. And he doesn't realise they want to take him off. And he's now spotted that it is his number. Steve Bold up front. Ryan Giggs has been named man of a match in which he didn't play a full part in terms of time, but has played a sensational part in terms, it seems, of settling it against all the odds for the 10 men of Manchester United. The scenario here is Peter Schmeichel has saved the game and Giggs has won it, unless Arsenal can find something to match the drama we've seen in abundance tonight in the small amount of time that we have left.
1 minute, Martin, stoppage time.
Bergkamp. Nicely played by Butt. And, suited to the circumstances by Philip Neville. Maybe later this evening for injuries picked up along the way, with Juventus away to come in a week's time for Manchester United. But if they're through to Wembley, it'd be a lot of pleasure to dull that pain. Vieira. Dwight York doing his bit. Giggs has definitely got a problem. Keogh. Bold. Anelka. And Neville does the right thing at the right time again.
Well, it's been a magnificent contest, Martin. Two giants really have locked arms here and really went for it.
It has been a true epic.
Got to go in, Nigel.
Vieira. Anelka.
What a chance, son.
Maybe the last chance for the holders of the FA Cup.
Not easy, but when you're in a situation like this, you expect a better finish than that. That must be all over now.
Well, the great managerial judge of time added on wants the whistle to go. And now it does. Manchester United are in the FA Cup final. They have put out the holders in extraordinary circumstances. Ryan Giggs has scored the goal of his life after Peter Schmeichel made the save at the perfect time for Manchester United when they were on the verge of defeat. Dennis Bergkamp had the ball on the penalty spot with a 90 minutes up and a winning penalty within his grasp. Schmeichel found the ball came within his grasp. The FA Cup has slipped out of Wenger's grasp. Arsenal dreams of doing the double in successive seasons have been wrecked. And it's Manchester United's night there. Own treble, Andy, still very much on track.
Oh, very much so. What a magnificent performance for United. 45 minutes they've had to play with 10 men. They defended magnificently. Peter Schmeichel, well, kept him in the game. Arsene Wenger and Dennis Bergkamp can only think of what might have been. But when the game required a moment of brilliance, then Ryan Giggs was there. Just to show in that cameo role what he has. His ability to run and twist and turn and keep the ball in perfect control, and then when it really matters, provide a stunning shot of power and accuracy that left David Seaman helpless. A goal, as I said at the time, fit to win any football match.
A goal that came after the captain Roy Keane had been sent off in regulation time. This is Ryan Giggs. As Manchester United fans, well, they imagine him capable of doing that every time he gets the ball. He's got such individual talent, but he can't ever have matched that moment. Truly fantastic goal. David Beckham's was of high order as well, and these are wonderful scenes for Manchester United. What a sweet semi-final success. Arsenal have given them such grief over the last couple of years, but it is Arsenal who are doing the grieving tonight at Villa Park, the scene of their previous defeat over 4 months ago. At the end of this epic semi-final, Arsenal, the movable object, the irresistible force, still with Manchester United.
Well, seen some blisteringly effective performances from Manchester United down the years. Never seen them dig one out like that. Absolutely magnificent. Pity the title can't be settled like that, really, isn't it, head-to-head? But plenty more good football to come. Friday night, 7:30, Sky Sports 3. A point for Sunderland. They are back in the Premiership as champions, if they can get it at Barnsley. On 2, Sunday at noon, it's Cardiff against Swansea. On 1, at 1 o'clock, Chelsea play Leicester. On 3, at 2 o'clock, it's the Auto Windscreen Shields final between Millwall and Wigan, and we complete a fantastic weekend of football with Dundee and Rangers Sunday at 6 o'clock on Sky Sports 3. Well, the celebrations for Manchester United supporters have only just started. They will go on long into the night. The reaction when we come back from Lou Macari, Alan Smith and more. The final, of course, is Newcastle United against Manchester United. The reaction comes next.
Obviously down to 10 men. Roy Keane departs. Against all odds, they've come back and won the game. Last minute, great save from Schmeichel. Penalty kick. You actually called it. You said Bergkamp would miss it. He did miss it. I was jumping for joy, and now we're at Wembley. Fantastic.
I take no pleasure from having said that. I just had a feel about it. It was that sort of night, Alan, for me, anyway. I don't know about you.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, when Ray Parlour got fouled there, I thought, well, Arsenal are going to snatch it in the dying seconds, but Schmeichel made some magnificent saves all night, and he deserved that penalty save. But, I mean, there were some colossal performances on both sides. I mean, I felt so sorry for Dennis Bergkamp, who was gutted to miss last year's final. Magnificent performance tonight, real gutsy performance rather than
anything pretty. Takes some coach to pick the ball up as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
At that point, you're deep in stoppage time, you know, you can win it or lose it, as it turned out.
But I mean, as I say, brilliant performances on both sides. I mean, Jaap Stam throughout the 2 games actually was superb. He didn't deserve to get that deflection for Bergkamp's goal, but you have to say that United worked hard enough and deserved it, perhaps.
Let's get a word with Peter Schmeichel, who's waiting to talk to us. He's with George Gavin.
Peter, have you experienced many things in your career? Have you ever been through a game quite like that?
No, that was, well, over the 2 games was quite hard, and just shows you how little there is between the 2 teams. I thought we must have given people some good television.
Just a little bit, yeah. What about the winning goal from Ryan Giggs?
That was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And, you know, that's what players like Ryan Giggs can do, and had just come up with that was really fantastic, because they were putting us under pressure, and it looked like if we were going to win it, we were going to penalties. So that was really, I mean...
And all that with 10 men, with your skipper off the field?
Yeah, well, boys did really well. A very, very good performance, and we're very happy. The atmosphere now is very ecstatic.
Heroes all over the field, but you had to pull out a tremendous save from the penalty, didn't you, by Dennis Bergkamp?
Yeah. It's one of these things that you have to take a chance, and, you know, I picked the right side, and fortunately for me, the ball was in the right height as well, so... it was quite important, because I only realised it was 2 minutes later it was full time, so yeah, I'm very happy with that.
And then, of course, you know, the celebrations begin. You have to face Newcastle in the final. Thoughts about that?
Well, we're going to think about the next game, which is Sheffield Wednesday at home now. We do have so many important games. Every game we play from now on is going to count for something. We can't afford to not to get 3 points on Saturday. So once that game comes up, you know, the FA Cup final, we will start thinking about that. But at the moment, we're just going to take every game as it comes.
How bad was your injury? In normal circumstances, would you have come off?
No, it was just a slight pull in my groin, so it just made it a bit more difficult to kick the ball.
Did you think you might have to be involved in penalties at the very end?
Well, as I said before, it very much looked like it was going to go to penalty if we were to win the game, because they were putting so much pressure on us. And every time we tried to break out, they sort of got the ball back. So I thought that we were going to go to penalties.
Going through games like this, so exciting. Any chance of changing your mind about leaving?
Nah, well, no.
Ryan Giggs is the man of the match, Peter, but you're one of the heroes. If you can give that to him, I will. And well played. Thanks very much.
That was the question, wasn't it? Will it all be enough to tempt him to stay? I sensed some hesitation before the no.
I didn't. He's going, Richard. I don't think they could tempt him with money. I don't think they could tempt him with anything. He's made up his mind that his career at Old Trafford's over.
Pity.
It's a shame he's got them through tonight. Apart from the penalty, some fantastic saves. Fantastic goalkeeper.
It's a penalty save that we will all remember for a long, long time. But as he said, it was a good height to save, wasn't it? He's made his mind up. It was Bergkamp's favourite side. He's gambled and he's won, Louis.
Yeah, I mean, Dennis normally would have put that away, but as you say, Richard, a nice height for a goalkeeper. He's guessed right. I think it was on the cards Man United were going to get to Wembley.
And as complimentary as we can be about the save, you, as you mentioned, Alan, have got to feel desperate for Dennis Bergkamp. Missed the final last year, missed the penalty tonight that would have made up for it.
Yeah, but as you say, he was big enough to stand up and take it. I mean, rarely has he given a more gutsy performance tonight. We've seen so many skills from him all over the years he's been here, but he was volunteering for everything. He had a real tussle with Yapstam, very physical tussle, and you felt so sorry that it had to be him that eventually cost Arsenal a place at Wembley.
But what a winning goal. Again, one that we will remember for a long, long time. Lazy, tired ball perhaps from Vieira, but then Giggs turned this into something special.
When United at that stage, Richard, they were settling for penalty kicks. And Peter said it. I'm sure the manager was quite happy to go to penalty kicks, but Giggs was on the run. Arsenal don't close him down. Then when he gets in the box, I think they're scared to tackle him.
Should the keeper really be beaten there? It's churlish to make a point when you've just seen such a magnificent goal created, but it's his near post at the end of the day, isn't it?
Well, he was fairly close in, wasn't he? We've seen Giggsy score from that angle before. I mean, I wouldn't like to apportion blame. I wonder, you know, Ray Parlour went off and took a bit of the protection away from Lee Dixon. Whether if Ray was on the park, I don't know, Giggsy would have got that far. Great piece of skill, though.
I made that point to you both and you shouted me down.
not me, Richard. But, I mean, Giggsy, ironically, he hadn't put a foot wrong just in the 10 minutes before that. He couldn't find a white shirt, but that's why Alex Ferguson put him on.
He did finish limping very heavily. Yeah, I don't know what the damage is, or if that was the reason why he didn't start with the European semi coming up. But
no.
He's done his job tonight in the time he had, hasn't he?
You can tell by Giggs' reaction there, Richard, how great a victory it's been. I mean, he doesn't normally take his shirt off, run round the pitch, and you've seen by the reaction of the supporters here tonight, they've invaded the pitch in good taste. they realise that this has been an almighty performance from Man United.
Alex Ferguson has seen it all, done it all, but has he ever done anything like this? Here he is with George Gavin.
Alex, can you remember a game quite so exciting?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was unbelievable.
What were your thoughts there towards the end when Ryan Giggs went on that run?
Well, I just hoped he would keep attacking them, because that's what he's good at. And it's a marvellous goal. I don't know how that will be replayed many times, I suppose.
I think so, yes. And in the final against Newcastle now, your thoughts on that?
Well, it should be a great final. I think Newcastle come back well. I think that Rutowic's doing a good job there now, and I think it should be a fantastic final.
Did you think you were out of the competition when the ball was on the penalty spot for Dennis Bergkamp, Alex?
Well, yeah, with penalty kick you do the last minute of the game, but a marvellous save from Peter. I think we deserve a win. Over the 2 eyes, we've been a better team.
Have you gone through a more exciting moment at that time when Ryan Giggs scored the goal? You were leaping up in the air, weren't you?
No, it was quite wonderful. You'd have to go into the memory bank for that to beat it anyway.
And so many heroes. I mean, you're down to 10 men. Roy Keane's been sent off. Any complaints about that?
No. I knew right away. It was a rash tackle, and he was going nowhere really, the player, but he walked away right away.
Heroes all over the field for you, but Peter Schmeichel's penalty save and then the injury as well. I mean, he was outstanding for you, wasn't he? Yeah, well,
players they've come through the pain and agony to get the victory. Ryan Giggs was injured himself near the end also, and there's a lot of pain in there, but it's forgotten with the result.
Did you feel you were taking a gamble at the start with your selection, leaving Cole, Giggs and York out?
No. Why?
You felt confident about the replacements coming in?
Absolutely. The two strikers and Blomqvist were magnificent. If I don't play them now when we're playing well, when should I play them? If you wait till we lose a game? No, the time is to play them now.
Is that an indication of how close the teams are though tonight? It went right down to the end, didn't it?
Oh, there's nothing between the sides. But I think over the 2 eyes we've been the better team, played the better football, we've had the most chances. I think we've deserved to go through.
The champagne's in the dressing room now, but it was kept outside, I think. Is that superstition? Before the end?
I didn't even know we'd had it with us. I didn't know that. I don't plan these things.
That's wonderful for you, Alex, and it's the first leg, if you like, that final of what you hope is going to be 3 trophies this season, isn't it?
Well, we've got a big game now on Wednesday. It's a massive game. Everyone in Sheffield Wednesday players are delighted we've got an extra time. They'll be delighted at the effort we've had to put in to win that match tonight. But on Saturday, I think Manchester United will be ready for it.
I hope your heart's all right, because all ours have been jittering tonight. It's been a fantastic night to watch it, Alex.
That's marvellous. It's been a great cup tie. Both sides have given everything they possibly can. In that situation, there's never going to be anything between the teams. It needed a little bit of magic, and we got it.
Thanks very much. Well done.
Thank you.
Sitting watching him there, it's almost as though he's never won anything. He's so pleased and so excited about what he's done there tonight. No manager's won it 4 times, the FA Cup. He could be the first. And who would argue that he wouldn't deserve it? Look at this, look.
I think he'll be delighted as well, Richard, with his team selection. We were wondering before the game where he got the selection from, but I must say Sheringham and Solskjaer both played their part. Blomqvist as well, and I don't think you could criticise that selection at all. I mean, they gave Arsenal defenders a different problem tonight. They were coming off the big fella Adams, and they were coming off Keown and giving them a problem, whereas on Sunday, the 2 lads that played up front, they were very predictable, right up against Adam and Keown. Tonight, Sheringham and Solskjaer definitely played their part, and obviously so did the manager.
Nice touch from the Gunners as well. Both Tony Adams and Lee Dixon have been into the Arsenal dressing room, shaken a few hands, said well done, and wished United all the best for the final, which is great. Here's Arsene Wenger with George Gavin.
Arsene, commiserations. You've won many things in England, but that doesn't make it any easier, I don't suppose, tonight for you to take that defeat.
It's never easy to take a defeat, but what you can demand of your team is that they give everything, and they're very sad today, of course, because it was not our night at all. We were really, I think, unlucky, and you have to accept as well that it's football. The 2 teams are very close to each other. It was a smashing game, and in the end, the luckiest won it.
You had to battle with 10 men on Sunday. Tonight you were against 10 men. Do you think you should have won?
Yes, of course, we had the chances to win, especially we had the penalty a minute to go, so you expect, of course, to win the game, but that's football. As long as you don't score the second goal, and we're a little bit unlucky, lost the ball in the middle of the park, and Giggs made the rest. There's so many quality in the middle of the park and up front that, of course, every ball you lose is dangerous, but There's no reproach. It's just would like to congratulate my team because they were fantastic, and they are very sad tonight, but they've shown again that they are a great team, and you have as well sometimes to say that when you lose.
And it took a fantastic goal to beat you in the end, didn't it?
Yes, it was a fantastic goal. We were he had one or two touches for him, and one or two rebounds for him, and of course, you know, Giggs is a great player. But as well, I would say we had some chances as well before that, and you expected every minute that he could kill the game, and both teams were tired, and a little bit what Giggs did killed the game. But it's difficult for us, but we have as well to accept when you have given everything, and we wanted really to go into this final, and we can't. But I think we have done what we could, and that's the most important.
You still have a lot to play for in the Premiership. Will it be difficult to pick up the squad now and go for that?
Yes, of course, but that's part of our job. We want to win, and if you want to win, you have of course to survive disappointments, and that we have to show that in the next game that you can react.
Any complaints on the night, for instance, over the Nicolas Anelka offside goal?
I never complain about that because I don't see the exact position of Nicolas at the moment, but we have to accept the decisions of the referee.
What is the mood of the players like now in the dressing room? Are their heads low?
Very low, but that's normal. They want to win, and we want to win. So when you lose, you're of course very sad. But at the moment, it's history. We just have to look forward.
Thanks very much, Arsene.
Thank you.
Well done, very dignified. Not easy to take that. Manchester United have won it 2-1, and actually it's been a pretty good night for United all round. The Riverside tonight, of course, Chelsea had a Carling Premiership match against Middlesbrough. If they got 3 points here, then they would be top tonight. Brian Dean with a chance, just wide after 48 minutes. And Borough, remember, coming into this having won 4 of their previous 5. Something like 35 games unbeaten at the Riverside. So quite a task for Chelsea. Ricard, who's in good goal-scoring form, with an opportunity. High and wide. The longer the game went, the more Chelsea fancied it. Keep your eyes on Flo, who did all the hard work, and no one was on the end of the cross. But still Chelsea came forward. This is a chance. Would you back him? Well, normally. But that went wide, and it finished Middlesbrough 0, Chelsea 0. So they stay where they are. They join Arsenal on 63 points. They've both played 32, but Manchester United, a point ahead of both of them, have a game in hand and a far better goal difference, as you can see. So they stay top. They've won the semi-final. They are through to Wembley as well. Just to clear it up and make absolutely certain, there was, of course, a disallowed goal. Arsenal had just equalised when this happened. We did have the lot tonight, didn't we? Nicolas Anelka in the middle there. Is he offside? Lou Macari?
Well, I think the linesman's got it right tonight. Didn't get it right on Sunday, but yes, he was just
looking
offside.
at that, it was a very, very tight one, wasn't it, Alan?
I thought he was off, actually, yeah. And then when the linesman flagged and David Ellery went over, I think he had to listen to his linesman after Sunday's decision, but I think it was the correct decision, and fair play.
Yeah, you mentioned many players, we've mentioned the managers, we should mention the referee, who tonight I thought was outstanding.
I mean, there were tackles flying in, he played advantage, he went back to book players afterwards. I thought he had a very good game, bearing in mind the criticism he got from Sunday's game.
Well, thank you for joining us. Difficult one for you at the end of the day, Alan, but many thanks anyway. You got your ticket before. You mentioned that. Well, you can go to the final now.
I'm going, Richard.
It's good to see you, Louis. Thank you. A lot of football to come over the weekend. Barnsley and Sunderland play Friday night at 7:30. A point for Sunderland, and they're back. Not only back, but back as champions. That's Sky Sports 3, 7:30, Friday night from Oakwell. It's Cardiff and Swansea, the big Welsh derby, Sunday at midday. Sky Sports 2, both of them pushing hard for promotion. Cardiff for an automatic place, Swansea in the playoffs. That's a big game. So too is this. Chelsea play Leicester, Sunday, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock start on Sky Sports 1. It's Millwall and Wigan in the Auto Windscreen Shields final. 2 o'clock start on Sunday on Sky Sports 2. And later that same day, Dundee play Rangers, Sunday at 6 o'clock on Sky Sports 3. And can Arsenal pick themselves up after this blow tonight and beat the Dons? You wouldn't want to play them, really, would you? Arsenal play Wimbledon Monday night, 7 o'clock start, Sky Sports 1. Can't remember too many games like this. Absolutely absorbing. But Manchester United are going to Wembley. From all of us here, it's good night.